The Reebok Nano X5 versus the Adidas Dropset 3 versus the Nike Metcon 10. Which model is going to be better for lifting? So the top dogs up here include the Dropset 3 and the Nike Metcon 10. How I would characterize these in the sense of lifting is that if you want a shoe that feels more like a weightlifting shoe, a more pronounced heel, very stable for squats and doing cleans and anything where you're going to be catching weight, the Dropset 3 can be an awesome option. If you want a shoe that's a little bit more athletic in my opinion, and it'll work really great for CrossFit and heavy lifting, the Metcon 10 is taking the edge here. So both shoes can be exceptional for heavier lifting. The Nano X5 can also be an awesome option. It's just not necessarily at the same level of stability regarding midsole density compared to these two, but in the Nano X5 I've trained up to 500 with deadlifts and have been fine, so I wouldn't necessarily stress the overall stability of either of these shoes, especially for the recreational gym goer. Now, which model is better for CrossFit? Honestly, that's where I'm going to give the edge to the Nike Metcon 10. I do feel like it takes the edge here for being just the most durable, and I tread lightly when I say well-rounded for CrossFit, but I do think the Metcon 10 is back, whereas the 9 was very stable. It kind of fell short. This model is a little bit more versatile, so I will have to give the edge there. The Dropset 3 works exceptionally well. It's not necessarily built for CrossFit, but a lot of people use them for CrossFit and love them. If your gym programs a lot of squats and a lot of weightlifting movements and you don't feel like getting additional weightlifting shoes, that's where I think the Dropset 3 can make a lot of sense. And then the Nano X5 can also be a good option if your gym programs a little bit more versatility regarding their WODs. So think shorter runs or workouts where you're jumping a lot. Now, which model is better for cross training? That's where I'm going to give the edge to the Nano X5 and the Metcon 10. If you like a more low profile feel with your training shoe and you're going to be primarily on the forefoot, the Metcon 10 can be an awesome option. And then if you want something that's a little bit more well-rounded with its fit and feel for HIIT, classes, etc., the Nano X5 can be a great option. The Dropset 3 can work, however, if you're not primarily on the forefoot or if you just want a little bit more cushion and comfort, that's where this shoe is going to start to fall short. Now, which model is better for short runs? The Nano X5 is taking the win here. The Dropset 3 is the least comfortable. You can probably get 400 to 600, maybe 800 meters in this shoe if you're primarily a forefoot striker and you're doing intervals, but again, it's pretty uncomfortable and pretty dense. In the Metcon 10, similarly, anywhere from 400 to 1200 meters will be the sweet spot in this shoe, especially for my forefoot strikers. The heel in this model can feel pretty dang aggressive, so keep that in mind. It's definitely better than the 7, 8, and 9, but it is still a really stable shoe that's not going to really deliver for a short runs context. Which model is better for daily wear? Nano X5 is again taking the edge. With the heels here in the Metcon 10 and the Dropset 3, they're just not very comfortable. And then also in the Dropset 3, you have the cutout here. So we've talked about this in many videos, but water can seep in there for my folks who want these for daily wear. So all that to say, Nano X5 is also taking the edge here if you want a shoe for just walking around and being on your feet all day.